huawenlaoshi, the one channel for tips, tricks, and insights to prepare for your Chinese exams. Today we are going to talk about Comprehension Paper 2, one of these questions that is frequently asked. 谁谁谁是个怎样的人？谁谁谁有哪些性格特点？ This kind of question is assessing us on how well we understand the characterization of the story. What is the personality of that character? And today I'm going to share with you 5 common mistakes that students make when attempting these questions and what kind of preparations we can make to help us better answer this question. Mistake number 1. The lack of adjectives to describe personality of the character. In Paper 2 Comprehension, we are not allowed to use the e-dictionary or check for words. You may have in mind the English description, but you do not know how to write them in Chinese words. It is really important that we prepare ourselves with a list that describes personality even before we enter the exam hall to attempt these questions. We really also need to know how to write these characters. Come up with a list of all the different kinds of personality traits, one column for positive, another column for negative personality traits. Think up of all the possible personality traits that often appears in stories. My favorites here, 他是一个有智慧的人 because many story entails wisdom. 他是一个有智慧的人 is something generic and usable in many situations. Mistake number 2. It is quite common for students to state a fact rather than a personality descriptor. For example, after reading a passage, the fact that we can draw for it from the passage could be 他是一个穷人 He is a poor person. However, the question is not assessing you on the fact. The question is really assessing you on the personality of the character. So it could be something like 他是一个善良的人 or 他是一个慷慨的人. You use adjectives that describe personality instead of words that describe a fact. Mistake number 3. The adjectives that describe the personality of the character does not fit the theme of the story. For example, the theme of the story could be 年龄很大的人依然可以过着充实的生活. The theme of the story revolves around an old man living a very fulfilling life. 爷爷是一个怎样的人? If the response is 爷爷是一个有毅力的人, this response does not align with the theme of leading a fulfilling life at old age. 爷爷是一个不认老的人. This would be a more fitting adjective that describe the personality of the character in the context of this theme where we talk about leading a fulfilling life at old age. It is so common to see a misfit in the theme of the story and the personality of the character which the students thought it to be. One way to tackle this is to look carefully, analyze the theme of the story, the spirit of the character that the author wants to bring out. Well, the 4th very common mistake is the inability to decipher the tone of the story. So let us take a look at an example to illustrate this point. A group of children were playing beside the pool. They saw a frog swimming in the pool. So knowing that renovations is going to take place in the pool, the children took the frog out and threw it back to the grass patch. In this passage, if we were to be asked, 这些孩子是怎样的人? We have to decipher the tone of this story to be positive. The author wants to bring out positive character trait of the children saving the frog rather than the children being very mischievous. Once we understand the tone of the story, we will phrase our response with a positive tone. 这群孩子是善良的人。这群孩子是纯真的人. These are positive adjectives that describe the children that fits the positive tone of the story which the author wants to bring out. If we were to misunderstand the author's tone, we might even write something like 这群孩子是幼稚的孩子，这群孩子是顽皮的孩子. These are negative adjectives, and it completely defies the author's characterization of these children. Mistake number 5, insufficient analysis. So for this kind of questions, 他是一个怎样的人? Usually 4 to 5 marks are allocated, and we have to point out 2 character traits and 2 supporting evidence. If you were to write lesser than that, you'll probably not get the full marks there. I hope today's tips and tricks are useful for you to tackle 他是一个怎样的人. If you want to know more about the other common mistakes that students make in their comprehension passages, you may check out my other videos in the Comprehension Hacks series, where I talk more about the different mistakes students make. Like, subscribe, and check out my other videos for more tips and tricks for your Chinese.